Hi, welcome to this demonstration video of WeMind. WeMind is an all-in-one platform for EMDR clinicians to do in-person and remote EMDR sessions. So I will show you around on the platform and I will show you 3 features that are crucial for setting up your account. That's either connecting with a client, video calling with a client, and doing the actual BLS. So once you have created your account, we have this client list. This can be empty, so when you just start your journey, this is an empty list. I now have my client John already in here, and I'm going to add a new client. So let's say I have a new client that I want to use WeMind with. His name is Tom. I'm going to continue. It generates this client, and it will generate a unified URL. That's a shareable URL that will be always the same. So I share it once with Tom, and Tom can connect every Monday morning, Wednesday evening, whenever I have my session with Tom, and he can connect with me to join my session. So I copy this link and I'm going to send it to Tom. So let's say Tom is here Wednesday morning. I want to start my session. It again shows the pop-up. I copy it. I already shared it with Tom, or I'm going to do again. So as you can see, the WeMind dashboard has a lot of features. So if you're doing a remote session and you want to do video calling with WeMind, we suggest putting it on the remote version. If you're doing an in-person or face-to-face EMDR session, you don't need the video call elements, so you put it on the face-to-face mode. In that way, video calling will disappear and the platform will modify based on your preference. So now I want to do a remote session with Tom. I'm going to explain how to connect with him. So I have this shareable URL that I emailed to him myself already on Monday. So he has it there, and let's say on 2 p.m. I have my meeting. He can just simply click on the link and this is what he will see. So I'm going to show you if I open a new tab and paste the URL in there. This is what Tom would have seen. So it is the apartment room, full screen. And he's now waiting for you to either video call him or to start the BLS. So I'll switch back to the WeMind system in here, where you now can see that this session indicator turned green and my client is joined. So I know that Tom is now waiting for me to do my session. So if I want to do a video call session with him, I simply press the green dial button in here. It will check my camera and microphone settings. I can either select the microphone or not. I'm going to turn off the microphone for now because I'm already using a microphone right now. And I'm going to call my client. My client gets the same pop-up. Therapist is calling you, selects whatever device you're in and accept the call. If I now switch back to the therapist side, you would see that I'm video calling with Tom. So I see him here full screen, or almost full screen, and I have myself here on the upper right corner. I could also make video call full screen if I want, or I can make it smaller again. For Tom, client view is the same. You can make your video full screen, or make it smaller in here. So if you're video calling with our system, we have this brand new feature called AI transcript. If I start my transcript in here, it starts a HIPAA-compliant word-for-word transcript. If I'm video calling with my client, that in the end of my session, I can just simply download, copy, and I have word-for-word transcript for my whole session in here. This will come handy in the end of the session when we're going to summarize this as well. So for now, I'm going to stop the transcript, I'm going to stop the video call as well, and I will show you around in the next parts of the app. So this was how you connect with a client and how you video call with a client. Now I'm going to show you around the actual BLS task. So we have visual BLS, auditory BLS, or binaural sound BLS. If you just want to do a horizontal bilateral stimulation, you click on the visual task, you put it on the fixed ball speed, and you select horizontal, and then the only thing you have to do once you want to do the BLS. So we always suggest, if you're using WeMind for your EMDR session, do not change much about how you do EMDR, but just replace the standard light bar or finger movements with R BLS. So you start the task, and now my client would see a full screen ball going left and right, in which I as a therapist can control. So I can either make it go faster or slower based on what I, the clinician, prefer, or what the client prefers. As you can see, on Thomas' side, he has the BLS as well going left and right, but full screen. So now switching back to the therapist mode, pausing it. So that is when you want to do just simple BLS. You can select the ball movements, go up and down, horizontal, diagonal. You can change the ball color in here. You can do everything what you want. If you want to do binaural BLS, so connecting a sound on the left side once the ball is on the left side and a sound on the right side once the ball is on the right side, you simply press enable binaural sound, and your client, mostly with headphones on, would hear a binaural sound as well. So if you want to do simple BLS, do it like this. But if you want to do more advanced working memory taxation or advanced dual attention stimulation, you can do that with WeMind as well. So if you put it on the automatic mode, and in which I like the horizontal for now, what you would do is you would start the BLS on the client side, but the ball is not only a ball, but it's changing from a ball into a cylinder. And every time the ball changes from the ball into the cylinder, you ask your client to press the arrow key down on the keyboard. So what we're doing is we're going to give an active task to the client, and the client needs to respond with the arrow key down every time the ball changed into a cylinder. And we're doing that to measure how good or bad your client is doing that. And based on the performance, we're going to make it more difficult or less difficult. So let's see that in action. So let's do it like this. I will switch back. Now I'm pressing the arrow key down every time this ball changes into a cylinder. So I'm following it with my eyes, but I'm also pressing the arrow key down on my keyboard every time it goes from left to right and it changes shape. So I'm following it, going left and right, and I'm pressing the arrow key down when it changed from a ball into a cylinder. And remember, when I started this task, the ball speed was at 25%. If I now go back, I see it at 30, 32. So it's automatically going up because I was doing it right. And now it's slowing down because I'm not doing anything. So the system thinks, hey, Tom or John or my client is mispressing or it's too difficult. So it's slowing down. So you could see with some colors flickering here how good your client is doing. Meaning that if this indicator turns green, your client is pressing the buttons on time, so we'll make it go faster. Or no, we're slowing down because we're always trying to search an optimal level of taxation, an optimal level of dual attention stimulation to keep the memory alive while performing a task. So 1 feet in the memory, 1 feet in the task. So we're really trying to do that in a sweet spot kind of way. And you would notice that for some clients, the algorithm will be at 30%. For some, it will be at 90%. So it's also not saying anything about how good your client is doing it, but it's just showing how fast your client can cope with all those different working memory tasks or dual attention tasks. So those are all the visual options in here. You can also add an audio sound. And I'm going to show this a bit quicker, but if you enable the audio sound and then start the task, you would still do the BLS, pressing the arrow key down when it changes shape, but you're also pressing the space bar when you hear a sound. So you're doing a right hand arrow key down, left hand space bar. So you're doing a bilateral with your fingers as well, while you're doing an auditory and visual stimulation. So this is really hard for clients. So for now, if you want to try this out yourself, we suggest you start an account, create a client, generate a URL, copy the URL, paste it in your own computer in the next browser or in the next tab, like this, so that you see what happens if you start the task on the therapist, what happens on the client side. So you can play around as a therapist and a client on the same device to practice with doing WeMind. Hopefully that's all clear. We have more in-depth tutorials as well. So if there's anything and you need help, just reach out to us and we're happy to help.